Welcome back to American Investigator. We're now joined by Chief Correspondent Scott Wheeler. Scott, after you turned the evidence over to U.S. Customs, did their investigation turn up anything?
The U.S. Customs Strategic Investigations Unit spent over a year and a half looking into this case, and their investigation is ongoing. We informed them of our intention to continue with our own investigation, which took us to Canada and Germany. As a result, many questions were answered.
Following the evidence wasn't easy. All there was to go on was the equipment lists and the fax cover sheets Ambassador Peters handed over at that meeting in New York. One cover sheet was from the German company Omnitech, which mentions a Mr. Yagubi. Another cover sheet is from a Canadian company called Telbec, which contains the reference to Idris. Following this clue, we headed to Montreal to pick up the trail of the Canadian firm Telbec. Once again, we used a hidden camera and a concealed microphone. This time, however, I posed as the American arms dealer. Armed with new information about Mustafa and Telbec, I went back to the stationery store in Montreal. This time, however, I spoke with the owner, a Mr. Fayed. I told him that I could supply the equipment that Telbec had been searching for. Ignatius Ding is a Silicon Valley technology expert and human rights activist who monitors technology transfers from the United States that might be used to oppress Chinese citizens.
June 22nd, 1996, there is a little half-a-page memo from White House slipped right through Congress to declassify, allow to release cryptography technology to China. China alone.
Do you think that was a mistake or an orchestrated maneuver?
It is an orchestrated maneuver. It's sort of if you pay me right, you'll get it piece by piece. It's a scan. It's a two-way thing.
During your tenure as CIA director, were you aware that China was proliferating?
Oh, certainly. China's been engaged in a proliferation of ballistic missile technology and some other nuclear technologies for some time.
What was President Clinton's reaction to that?
Well, I think the administration made some effort to try to persuade the Chinese to do less and to stop what it was doing, but I think it was limited essentially to diplomatic démarches. I don't think there was any very strong pressure put on.
What did you think when, in 1997, the President certified China as a nuclear non-proliferator?
I was somewhat surprised.
Did you notice that there was the administration did not give intelligence issues a high priority?
Well, I went to the National Security Council meetings, of course, and once in a while the President would have me in for a morning briefing, but that was very rare. Mainly he read the President's daily briefings. And other than that, I had two private meetings with him in 2 years.
There were Asian businessmen, Chinese businessmen, who gave money to the Democrats and the President's re-election campaign, who had more meetings with him than you.
Well, the President's calendar speaks for itself.